Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we are going to be making this bubu kaftan gown. If this is your first time view my YouTube channel, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my video. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Enjoy! To have my full length, I folded my fabric by yard in 4 places. So my fabric is neatly folded, and I have for the back and front as where I fold it now. So this part is folded, this part is also folded, right? This is the only opening side, right? This other side is the only opening side that I have here. So I'll be starting from this point, and here will be my shoulder, which is the starting point. And I don't want to have seam at the shoulder. That means I'm not going to be having joining at the shoulder, right? There will not be joining at the shoulder. So what I'm going to do is to mark my neck width. So I'll be making use neck width of 3.5 inches. Then the shoulder is 16 inches divided by 2 is 8. So I'll mark it here. Then I will be adding for my length. Now the sleeve length, I'll be marking 12 inches for the sleeve length. This 12 inches, that's minus the 2.5 inches plain fabric that I'm going to be adding to it. So the total measurement I have from here to here is 20 inches, right? 20 inches. So from this 20 inches, I'm going to be coming down 13 inches. I'll be coming down 13 inches to now serve as our chest line, right? So depend on how big the person is or how wide you want the sleeve to, the opening of the sleeve to be. That's what you determine here. Normally you can make use of 10 to 12, 10 to 11 to 12 to 13 to 14, depend on how wide you want this to be. So I'll be making use of 13 inches, right? So that is okay by me. Then from here, I'm going to be coming down for the neck depth for the back. That's what we're going to be making use for the meantime. Neck depth for the back is 1 inch. Then the neck depth for the front, I'm going to be making use of 8.5 inches, or let me just make use of 8 inches. Neck depth for the front is 8 inches. Then we'll also come down for the waist measurement. So the waist is 16.5. That is shoulder to waist is 16.5. Then shoulder to hip is 25. The full length of this gown is going to be 58 inches. So I'll shift my fabric to have my 58 inches. So this is 58 inches. Then I'll be adding extra 3 inches to it. So this is extra 3 inches to it. So I'll make this into a straight line. So here are the lines. After making them into a straight line, this is the 13 inches, which will serve as our chest line. This is our waist 16.5, and this is the hip 25. Then the length of the gown. So now what I'm going to do now is that I'll be dividing my hip circumference by 4. The hip circumference for this person is 44 divided by 4. Divided by 4 is 11 inches. Then I'll be adding 5 inches to it. So I'll be marking it on the hip. This is it here. Then I'll be adding 5 inches to this. This 5 inches include the seam allowance. I'll be adding 3 inches for ease, then 2 inches for sizing. So I'll mark it here. So this measurement I have now in total is 16 inches, right? So this 16 inches, now I'm going to put it on my chest line and on the, so I will mark it straight from the chest line straight to the length, right? So if you want to shape in this, you can decide to your hip divided by 4, then plus your side seam, then come to your waist divided by 4 plus your side seam and your ease seam allowance. Then you connect it, your bust too. You also mark your bust too on your chest here. right? You mark your bust circumference divided by 4 plus the east seam allowance and the side seam allowance. What you have on your hip, then you cannot connect it on your length. But because I don't want to shape in this bubu, so therefore what I have on my hip is what I'm going to connect from the chest straight to the length. Hope that is clear. Here I have 16 inches. I also mark the 16 inches here. I'll come to this guideline here. What I have on the guideline, which is 20 inches, right, from here to here, which is 20 inches that I have here. I'm going to put that 20 inches on this chest line too, right? So I'll mark the 20 inches here so that I can have a straight line up. Hope that is clear. So I put the 20 inches this way, then I'll connect it up this way. Then from here I'm going to be coming in 0.75, right? Then I'll connect it to meet this. So now with this, now I'm going to curve my kimono. I'm going to be inputting my kimono curve here, right? So on this place, just for a guide, you can mark on this line here, you can mark 1 inch, right? Just mark 1 inch this way, then you curve. We have not cut the neck for the front, right? We're only going to cut the neck for the back, then open it out, then separate the front one from the back. So I'm going to cut this out. So I've opened it up in a way that this neck has to be, we'll have a circle here, right? So then this is the sleeve part, it's facing one side this way, and the folded part is facing on this side. So I can choose either of these two to be the front, right? So looking at this fabric, I'm going to be choosing the part that does not have libre. So this part that has the libre on, I'm going to use this side as the back. Then I'll be using this one that is plain for the front, right? So automatically means this side is our front, and that is where we want to work on, right? So for the, remember the neck opening is 8 inches, so I'm going to be coming down 8 inches. So this is it now. So now the side that does not have the libre, that's where I'm going to be using for the front, and this side is the side that does not have the libre, so that's where I'm going to use for the front. And remember the notch that we make, right? These notch are very important so that you can able to trace the center on the shoulder and on both center back and center front. So this is the center front, therefore I'm going to be coming down 8 inches. Remember we have removed 1 inch from here, so from here this way, place it this way to have your 8 inches, and this is the where the 8 inches is. I'll be connecting it to the neck with my ruler. So I'll place my ruler this way to connect the neck. So remember, then you mark 2 inches this way. So we'll be marking the 2 inches all down, right? So this is my 2 inches. So the 2 inches fall on this line. So that's what I'm going to cut out. When I get here, I'm going to blend it to the front, right? So we can connect it this way, and blend it to the front this way. So you can see the way I blend it there. So I'll connect it. So this will now serve as our front part, right? So after opening it up, this is what I have, right? So this is for the front. So when you open it up this way and you place it this way, it looks like jacket. And this is the neck depth for the back. So what we are going to do is to measure from this neck depth, measure it all to the length. You can either measure it starting from one of the end to the center back, and then to the other side the length, right? So just place your tape rule this way and measure starting from this neck area, this way, which is the center back, right? Starting from the center back, then measure it all through to the length, or you have to the length. So when I measure mine, I have 66 inches. So that means 66 inches on this side, 66 inches on this other side. In total, we have 132 inches. So I just round it up 35 inches. So that's what I'm going to be using to cut on my plain fabric, right? And here is the plain fabric that I've cut. So what I did was that I've ironed my stay on it. Here I have 3.5 inches, right? 3.5 inches. So when you open it up this way, we have 7 inches, right? So we have 7 inches. So, and I cut by 135. So it's very long, right? This is it, very long. So if you don't have a long fabric this way, so this is by the width, not by the length. That's why I was able to get the full 135 without having cuts. But if you don't have enough fabric to enable you to have a longer length like this, you can either join at the center front, right, and the center back. So you can just join two pieces together, right, to just make the center part, the joining part, to be the center back. Or if you don't even have up to one side, which is 66, then you can either join, then iron it out, then add your stay on it. So that's what I have done here. I've ironed and placed my stay on it. So what I will do is that I'll fold it into two, right? So I'll just fold it into two, meaning wherever I'm folding from will be the center back. So after folding it into two, this is what I have, right? So this will be the center back. So just fold into two and make sure that is the part that you iron your stay on, that will be outside, because that's where we are going to stitch on, right? So starting from this part here, the folded part where we consider as our center back, we are going to measure how you want the neck opening to be, right? So what you can just do is to get the clothes, get your front and back like this, then you measure from the center back to where we stop the neck depth for the front, right? So remember, we mark 8 inches for the neck depth for the front. So when I measure mine, I have 14 inches. So I have 14 inches. Then I will be making it 14.5 inches. So that 14.5 inches is what we are going to use here. Or you can actually place this on your neck. Just place it around your neck this way. That is from your back to where you want it to be at your chest, where you want the opening to be. Just place it on your neck this way. Imagine this is your neck, right? So place it on your neck this way. Then what you have, divide it by 2. So when I place mine, it was 29 inches. So I'll be making use of 14.5. So I'll measure the 14.5 down this way. So this is the 14.5. So after this 14.5, I'm going to sew on this line, starting from here this way. I'll sew it to the end, right? I'll sew this line to the end. So after sewing it, this is what I have. So I later on make use of 15 inches. So I measure down 15 So here I used 15.5 inches, right? Instead of 14 and a half inches, I make use of 15.5 inches. So this works for me. So then from this 15.5 inches, I sew it all to the end, right? So what I will do now is that I will open it, I'll turn it out this way. So you can see the way I turn it out now. So this is what we have. So I'll go to my ironing table, then give it a good press, right? I'll iron it properly, then I'll come back to show you. So here is what we have. After I finish ironing it, you can see how neat it is, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'll get the center back of the make dress, which is here, that we notch. So you have to notch here so that you can identify the center back, so which is here. Then I'll also get the center of this, so you can see the way it's placed. This side is where we are going to sew to the dress, right? So if you turn it this way, you see it that this side is where we are to sew to the dress. So I'll turn it down this way, then I'll be placing it. You can see the way I'm placing it. Place it like this, hold it into like this, then you place it on the center. So the center of this with center of this together. So we sew this way, so you sew it 1/2 inch, right? So it's going to be easy for you. So you sew it 1/2 inch this way until you sew it to the down part. So we continue this way until you get to the down part, after which you turn it this way back, then you continue this other side too, you sew it with 1/2 inch. So I will do that. So I've already finished stitching it on it. So this is the color. After sewing it, this is what I have. So see it to the end. So the next thing to do now, we are attaching this plain this plain fabric to the sleeve. So just measure what you have. So this is the sleeve area. So measure what you have from here. So what you have here, I have 26 inches. So here is what I'm going to use to it. So this is 26 inches by length. So here I have 3.5 inches folded into 2. I have 3.5 inches. So by the time I sew 1/2 inch here, I will be having 3 inches in total. So if you open it up this way, you can see that iron might stay on it. If you open it up this way, we'll be having 7 inches. So that's what I'm going to be attaching to the sleeve area, right? So I will just place it this way. This is the right side, right? This is the right side of my dress. So I will place it this way, then sew with 1/2 inch, after which I will turn it out this way. So we'll place it together this way, then shaping the side with our side seam allowance. Then we'll just place them right side face each other, then I will sew the side with 1.5 inches, after which I will hem the down part, right? So the down part, what I'm going to do is that you can see the excess that we added to this while we were cutting it out, right? So just to be safe, so this is not really necessary, but just to be safe, so what I will do, I will trim this out, then I'll be folding this with my seam allowance. So I'll fold it in like this, then I'll fold it in like this, after which I will stitch on it all around. So I will do that, and that will be the end of this video. Then I'll show you the final look of this dress. So after attaching the sleeve, this is what I have, right? So, and this, I've already turned the down part too, the way I said this. So I just fold it 1/2 inch on 1/2 inch, then turn the down part. So this is what we have now. And this is the wrong side, the back side, looking so beautiful and neatly finished, right? And this is the end of today's tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me what you think about this video on the comment section. See you in my next one. Bye.